In the previous video, we have seen an example on directory and file path operations in Java. So this is completed. In this video, we will see how to read a file and write to a file. So we will use the classes FileWriter and FileReader. These are the character-oriented streams. So we will use these two, FileWriter, which is used to write something to a file, and we will use FileReader, which is used to read something from a file. So we will use these two classes and we will see an example on each of these. So if you remember this picture, so the character IO streams are again divided into reader and writer. So in this we have an input stream reader and an output stream reader. Under this input stream reader we have FileReader, and under the output stream reader we have FileWriter. So we will see an example on each of these. I am not going to cover each and every other class in this character-oriented IO streams or byte-oriented IO streams, but I will cover these two so that you will know, how this works. You can try the other classes as well. So what I am doing is, under file operations, I will create a new class called FileWriter, or I will say file writing, and I will be using the main method. So click on finish. So in the file operations, so what I will do is I will create a new file here, which is a text file. So I will say some test.txt. Okay. So this is a test file that I have created under file operations. So let's copy this path, and then here what I will do is I will say first I'm going to write something to the test.txt file. So FileWriter, so I will say FW is equal to new file writer of, and we have to give the path here. So D : Selenium course file operations, and then two backslashes, and then test.txt. Okay, so we have to provide the path here. Okay, now the object FW is created. Now let's see the error, and the error is import FileWriter. So let's import that one. The FileWriter is imported, and it is saying that we have to add throws declaration, or we have to surround it with try catch. So this is a checked exception. So add throws declaration, and this throws IO exception is added. Okay. Now once we created this object, then we will define a string str equal to, I will say hello, hello, hello. Okay. So now I will write this string to this file test.txt. Okay, for that one we have a method fw dot. Now we got access to this file test.txt using this object fw. So we have to write this string to this object. So fw dot write method, and then we have to say str. Okay, so for this write method we have to pass this string. Now once this is done, then we have to close this connection. So for that one we have close method. So once this is done, then just say system.out.println success. Okay, so if you see this one, initially this test file is empty because we have just created this one. Now let's run this program, and then we'll check the file test.txt again to see if this particular text is written to the file or not. So right click, run as Java application, and it is printing success. Now let's go to this test.txt folder and click open, and now we can see that hello, hello, hello. That means the string str is written to this test file. Okay, so the string str is written to the text file. Okay, so this is how we can use a FileWriter class. So first what we have to do is, for the file we are going to write the text to, we have to create a connection. By using this FileWriter class, we will create an object first, fw is equal to new FileWriter of the path to the text file, and then we have created a string here. Now we are using the write method of the FileWriter class. So fw.writeOf, and we are passing this string, and then we are closing the connection. So once we run this one, then this string will be updated into the test file. Okay, so this is how we can use FileWriter. Now let's read this text from the same file. That means we will read the same text which we have just written to the test.txt file. So we will read the same thing. I will print it in the console. So we will use FileReader class for that one. But again, this FileReader class, once we read the text from a file, we have a method called read for that one. It will return, even though it reads the data from the file character by character, it returns an integer for that character. So we have to convert that integer to a character by casting it with char data type. So we will be using FileReader class for reading the data from the file. So we have a method for this one, which is read method. So this read method reads the data from the file, which is, in our case, it is test.txt, and we have hello, hello, and hello. Okay, it reads the data from this file character by character. That means first this character and then this character and then this character, like this. But it returns the data in the form of an integer for that character. So when we are printing that, what we have to do is we have to cast that integer to print the character. So that's one thing you have to remember. And another one is this read method reads the data character by character. That means first it reads H and then E and then L and then L and then O, like this. It reads it at the until the end of the file. Once it reaches the end, then it returns -1. So what we will do is we will create a while loop saying the object that is created, that means for the FileReader, which is fr dot read, this is the read method, is not equals to -1. So we'll check this condition and then we'll create a loop like this, and then we will print out saying char of this read method, which is I will first read it into an integer. Okay, so this is what we will do. So let's see this example. So in this one, what I'm doing is I'm creating a new class here, and the class name is FileReading, and I am using the main method here, and click on finish. So within this main method, what I'm doing is first I'm creating an object for FileReader class. So FileReader fr equals to new FileReader, and I have to pass the path here. Let's copy this path and I'm putting it here, and I will give the test file, test.txt. Okay, now I have created this path and I have to import this FileReader. So FileReader is imported, and now it is again saying that add throws declaration. So throws declaration is added, file not found exception. Okay, now what I will do is I will create an integer variable, because I need to read this data into this integer variable first, because it returns the data in the form of integer, and then I will create a while loop here. While, what I will do is first I will say I equals to, so first I am using two brackets here. So remember this one, this is the inner bracket. So within this inner brackets I am saying while I equals to fr dot read. So there is no argument needed here. So fr dot read, that means this fr dot read value first comes into I, and then what I am saying is not equals to -1. Okay, so this is what I have written, and it is again saying add throws declaration. So add throw declaration, now it is changed to IO exception. Okay, now once this is done, then I will say system.out.println, and since this returns an integer, this read method returns an integer value, I need to convert it to a character. So by casting, explicit casting, we have to convert it to a character. So char of I. Okay, so let's run this one and see what it prints. So run as Java application, and you can see that it is printing hello, hello, and hello. Okay, let's use the print method. So we have two methods, like one is println method. So this ln means new line, that means it prints the data in new lines. So you can see that here the characters, each and every character is printed in a new line. We can also use a print method. Okay, so let's use the print method. So system.out.println print and run as Java application, and you can see that it is printed in one line. So this is how we can use FileReader class to read data from a text file or any other file. In this video, we have seen how to use FileWriter to write some data to a file and FileReader class to read data from a file. If you want to download the document for this one, you can go to my repository at github.com/subbustack and then go to Selenium-Java-tutorials. This particular tutorial starts with 25B, so set with that, and this is the file which is Selenium-Java file operations-part 3-FileWriter and FileReader. You can download this document. In the next video, we will see some interview questions on the file input and output operations.